choice. He is spawning in the northeastern side as the Roos. And who else do we have on the other side?
It is KingSmurf as the Delhi Sultanate. And
Yeah,
it's an interesting matchup, I think.
Yeah, we just saw a lot of Delhi games coming out from the Canadian bros. So let's see if KingSmurf can live up to the hype of what we just saw. Didn't go for any of the straggler tree opening, it looks like, for KingSmurf that I saw. He looks like Tim is going for that classic opening on the Roos. Gets the 4 on the food, all new vills to food. Gets the hunting cabin down, gets the house, gets the lumber camp. How much gold's on that hunting cabin? I'm going to guess like 19 or something.
50?
Oh, 21. All right. So decent little spot as far as that hunting cabin goes. And we'll be able to start getting that nice old wood economy going. Immediately starts to train up a scout out of that hunting cabin as well. And already has 2 scouts on the map. So is going with the old OG triple scout opening from the Roos.
Yeah, it's, I mean, personally, it's something I quite like because, well, you just cover more map, right? And you can, even though scouts was quite nerfed a while back, you can still harass gold villagers quite efficiently.
Yeah, one scout. Yeah, 1 scout doesn't really feel like it's too much when it's on your gold. When 2 scouts are there, it definitely starts adding up. But all of a sudden, when it's 3 scouts, it almost is like, you know, a Vanguard men-at-arms there. You have to, you know, almost fall back and deny. Tim, good job snagging up a wolf. We just saw KingSmurf finding the double deer pack on his side. So double denial of the deer on the opposite side. But ooh, a huge pickup as double wolves, and KingSmurf, nowhere to be found near it, is going with his single scout opening against the Roos. And he's passing by more wolves, just completely, just not even thinking twice about it. I think that's 125 bounty. We just saw Tim's now snagged up and able to pick up, which helps Roos snowball so much.
Absolutely, and I find it interesting. It was something I complained about when the game actually came out, that wolves doesn't have a icon on the map, and 2, that wolves can't be gathered for food, because I feel like that would have been a very interesting thing. Like, just add a little bit of extra to the game.
Yeah,
can we get a quick pan over KingSmurfs?
Dome of the Faith is the choice. He's already got his Mosque in play. Now he's on to the Stragglers, and he is tripled on to the gold. But one of the things you'll notice, there's no mill, which means no wheelbarrow upgrade coming through. That is kind of one of the downfalls of the sheep opening. That's why you usually see the everyone go straggler to the mill. You know, delay your age up a little bit, but having that technology advantage goes a long way. We noticed TenFourTim. He's already almost done with wheelbarrow because of the extra gold he had. He was easily able to go ahead and get that in. He's getting extra gold coming in from the hunting cabin and any other additional wolves that he may find.
Yeah, so it is the bonus of going Roos, right? You can get a wheelbarrow quite easily because you don't need a mill. Well, okay, technically it is a mill, I guess, but you do usually get that extra gold because of the bounty. Now, something you might sometimes see from higher level players is that they queue wheelbarrow, and then if they do realize that, oh, I don't have enough gold for an age up, they will cancel wheelbarrow to still ensure that they will get that age up. Something that Tim didn't have to do today, but it is an opportunity, a possibility.
Yeah, I've been in that situation. I've seen that situation a lot of times. I've also seen the situation where they think they're going to get there. They don't cancel wheelbarrow, and then they delay their age up by like a minute and a half as they have to wait for either hunting cabin gold, or they have to send vills out onto the gold and just grab a little bit extra to finish it on through, which any delay, we've seen this game of seconds, any delay can be such a huge difference, which we do notice Tim is down 2 villagers. That was due to one of the early scouts, as well as maybe just a bit of idle time. But he has finished up that golden gate, which will feed those tickets in, and going on to the stone.
Yeah, and something you will see Tim do here, if he's doing what the pro players does basically, is he will send 5 villagers out to stone, get 50 stone, and not even build a not even build a mining camp because you just need 50 stone, and then he buys 2 tickets, which is 150 stone, and then you have enough stone for that second town center.
Yeah, you are correct. He will have to wait for that second ticket to come in, but that is what he is doing. He already traded 1 ticket in for that stone, and now he'll just wait for the second. There's also another build
why does he only have 225 stone?
Because he traded in 1 ticket, not 2, and did 1 drop off. With
wheelbarrow, right? Yes.
Yeah, wheelbarrow.
I was like, wait a minute.
Okay. One of the things is too that you'll actually see the pros do in a different build order is they will actually move on to the stone heavier with like 8 to 10 vills, and they will trade 2 tickets in for the wood. It actually allows you to get your second town center in much earlier than what you actually realize. I think you can start dropping it like in the midst of the 5-minute mark, where we see Tim isn't quite there yet, still at 6. Shout out to Anime. I think Blade has a video of it. If anyone wants to check that build order out, that is, I believe, posted to Blade's YouTube stream. So feel free to take a look at that. Anime has come up with a lot of cool and interesting builds over the, course of the months and whatnot. KingSmurf moving heavy out onto the deer, it looks like, with 4 villagers. Quite risky, but Delhi is known for being a pocket eco civilization, moving out on the map, taking control, taking sacred sites, as you see those scholars doing now. But there's not really a ton of protection for KingSmurf, and Tim has a knight in queue and starting to move. Sanctity finishing up, and we'll start to start capturing those sacred sites here in just a second.
Yeah, and we'll see, right? He's going to go into knights, and that is, of course, going to be a lot better than KingSmurf's horseman, just simply because it is a knight, let's be honest here. But the positive thing that I didn't really think about is, as a ruse, he did go triple scout, which means he can park the scout on every single sacred site and delay it even further.
Yeah, and delay it further enough to let your knight get there. As we just saw one of the sacred sites, one of those scholars will get taken on out. There was a little bit of help from KingSmurf scout and horseman here at certain sacred sites, but I mean, this is full stall up. Great job by TenFourTim with playing that ruse efficiently. Did lose a scout at the northern sacred site, but picks up another horseman almost picks up a horseman in the middle. It will only be 1 single sacred site being captured for the time being as of now.
Yeah, I mean, that's very well played by both people, honestly. We'll have to see what KingSmurf does behind this, though. He's floating a lot of food right now, so I'm expecting him to go into more horsemen, as that food will be drained very quickly and is very far from going Castle Age. So,
yeah, the gold is really... If he had gotten all 3 sacred sites, he could have just waited a minute and he'd have enough for Castle Age, but he wasn't able to get all 3 sacred sites. He's not heavy onto the gold. He's still producing scholars, so that is the laying it on up. The southern sacred site is starting to be capped by KingSmurf.
No, Wolf. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him.
Good little extra micro here by KingSmurf to make sure the scholar doesn't get taken down. He sends a few horsemen as well to deny the scout of the ruse, but northern sacred site has been decapped by a knight and scout there as well. So just as KingSmurf secures up 1, TenFourTim denies the other. And one little bit of an oversight that we could see is KingSmurf could just drop some walls in play if he wants, and he spent all his gold on scholars still. So no, Castle Age is not coming soon, and he's got 1,500 food. He needs to make that into military.
Yeah, very quickly too, because the archer numbers are starting to build behind this. The knight numbers have started to build already, and we see those knights already paying off so heavily, delaying and denying sacred sites and getting some kills. We do see KingSmurf moving into Spearman though, so it will counter them quite efficiently. But the,
no vills being queued up in that town center. Idle town centers for the time being from TenFourTim. I assume he has made a few at least out of it, but it doesn't look like maybe he forgot to hotkey that town center. And I was wondering, I'm like, I figure he would have had a bigger vill lead at this point in time than just 2, but it is not giving him that lead that he needs. KingSmurf's resources in the bank are absurd now, and he is finally getting Wheelbarrow.
Yeah, Wheelbarrow is coming. I mean, it of course, as every economic upgrade, the sooner you get it, the faster or the better it will be throughout the game, because it will pay off itself first and then it will start going. But now Wheelbarrow as well, right? Because I don't think he actually has a lot of scholars in the mosque, so the research speed is quite low. We just now see that he does have 3 scholars in there and 1 in a barracks, so...
And there it is, the House of Learning going down. Tons of vills pulled for that, which I'm actually fine with. Normally I'd say, hey, don't, but he was floating so many resources. Getting himself up to Castle Age will actually give himself that little extra boost. I would like to see some more production being dropped, maybe some scholars put inside the production so he can start spending these resources that he has.
Yeah, and I would say, honestly, probably go for Horseman, Spearman, Mango now. I think that's the comp that KingSmurf should go for. I mean, of course, you have the Man-at-Arms upgrade that will come through in about a minute 30? Oh, 3 minutes, never mind. So it will come through eventually.
It will end up coming through eventually, but I think you want to end up getting some Castle Age units down. He doesn't. Is that the first blacksmith he's dropping? First blacksmith he's dropping as Delhi. Not a good sight. And he just doesn't have as much production as you'd expect. So we saw Wham and Puppy when they aged up as Delhi, heavy in the Lancer plays. So that's exactly what I would kind of expect and like to see, especially because Tim's comp. He's got Lancers or he's got Knights and Archers himself. Lancers would trade well into all of that, but look at this huge Knight raid, gets a kill and a ton of idle time. Knights falling back away. Tim's starting to get that eco lead, has some idled vills himself, and is going to be able to get up to Castle Age. Right now is when he's able to drop it, so would expect that to be coming down soon. And there it is, the Abbey of the Trinity.
And yeah, honestly, I think against Delhi, Abbey of the Trinity, I don't think Delhi and HRE, I don't think you will get a lot of value out of it. Simply because, well, they already have scholars slash priests out on the map. But look at these raids, right? They're so huge. How many villagers is running right there? It's like 20, 25?
Yeah, 20 plus vills getting idled out, as well as Knights distracting the main army of KingSmurf, who only has 1 sacred site. Abbey's going down. 2 relics have come back for KingSmurf, but if TenFourTim still able to get 3, that is a huge win for him, as well as I know TenFourTim loves that Warrior's Blessing upgrade as well.
Oh, okay, I see he's a blessing enjoyer as well. That's, I mean, that's good.
Saint's Blessing? Saint's Blessing.
All of them. All of the blessings.
Whatever it's called. Saint's Blessing. That's it. Yeah. So Tim does like that Saint's Blessing upgrade. Obviously, you prioritize relics first, and then you just bring those warrior monks into your main army group and get that extra upgrade, extra damages. Ooh.
I mean, I don't think.
Oh, he spots it out. He turns back around. He goes for the vills. There is a significant amount of archers here. I'm actually fine with him taking out some archers as well. This is kind of one of those situations where, yeah, he's prioritizing the vills, but killing out all the archers would just mean he can come back even stronger with more lancers after this. The vills are still being idled and still getting exactly what you want done, but you're not losing as many lancers and you're killing more down the road. But now that the first few crossbows pop out, this helps TenFourTim start to push back some of these units away, but there's still a Spearman mass too.
Yeah. Spearman is not going to do a whole lot against crossbows and archers, but you do see that Knight's mass has been cleaned up. And before that happened, I wanted to ask if KingSmurf has actually spotted out the second TC. Because I don't think he has, because he's been so focused on the sacred sites. Now fight will be ensuing in the middle here. Spearman's going to be going up against a bunch of archers and crossbows. Not the best trades you can possibly get, but it's just going to be forcing down or focusing down these villagers here, so we will get something for it at least.
Yeah, but Tim's good with losing 1 or 2 villagers. Don't even know if he lost a villager.
No,
I don't think he didn't. Even if he had lost 1 or 2 villagers there, he doesn't care about that because that is, again, delaying Delhi's kind of power timing attack that you see a lot. Tim's up 16 villagers. He's up 2 of military units now, when before that he was down. He's actually started to secure up relics for himself, bring that first one back, and you know he's actually about to start securing some sacred sites as well. Wolola coming down, Knights forced to fall back away, and then Tim is going to reinforce with his own.
I mean, yeah, there's no way to get that.
Oh, and now these Lancers that pushed up by KingSmurf, what are they getting traded for? Even if he gets that Warrior Monk, it's not worth it.
Get it, get it, get him, get him.
Oh, throw it in, he threw it in.
He got it. And then there's another one that's right there to just pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what I'm saying there. It's like you just threw away 3 Lancers to try to delay a relic from getting in. As far as what you actually killed was a Warrior Monk. For 3 Lancers, and Tim's numbers continuing to climb. Yeah, KingSmurf's building a Mangonel, building another Mangonel. He's got 2 Mangonels out. Good luck protecting those with 7 spears against the mass that TenFourTim's going to have.
Yeah, absolutely. On that Mangonel, it's going to be huge, right? Other than that, right, I find it a little bit interesting, even though, because you see the sheer amount of crossbows. Oh no! If this no,
it takes 2 Mangonel shots to kill out all those villagers.
He sees it.
He sees it, but he hasn't. Oh, there it is. He reacts to it now.
Okay, he's going for it.
First Mangonel shot. Mangonel, come on, set up, set up.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. And the huge first shot, keep immediately canceled. Tim realizes that is not going to be a successful keep. But you know what is successful? His economy, his military behind this. He can force fights. He can take the fights and win it just by moving. And defensive keep going down.
Yeah, I mean, he sees Siege coming out, right? So you're probably just, all right, I need to get this keep up. I have invested in it anyways. It's not going to go down on any sacred sites, so might as well just place it defensively in my base to defend against the push that will inevitably come. But
the thing is it doesn't really seem like it's coming because KingSmurf is faltering on the military count, which is usually Delhi's strength. He's building defensive outposts. He's got stuff coming from home. Tim, he's got the eco lead to just throw these resources into anything and everything. Mangonel's moving back forward. Looks like the keep was about to finish on up. The keep does finish. First couple Mangonel shots done. Tim, he dives in with his knights. Not the greatest, but he needs to spread the range unit. Oh,
that is so
not focusing on the ranged mass, or else Tim's mass. There it is. Oh,
there it is. One more.
Next Mango shot comes in, crushes down the ranged mass, but this is where Tim's fine with this. He killed all of KingSmurf's units. He did take a ton of damage, almost allowing KingSmurf to get back into it, but he's up 23 eco. Now this is where Tim just decides to push forward. The next time that KingSmurf tries to take a fight, he's gonna have even less, and Tim's capturing up the relics, capturing up all this.
Yeah, and what is KingSmurf's game plan, right? If we take a look at his base, I think he only has 3 production buildings, 1 stable, 1 barracks.
A keep drop on the wood lines during all of this, and not only the wood lines, this gives him vision of the secondary town center with farms all around it, denies the farms around the second town center. He's dropping a proxy barracks.
And a mosque.
And a mosque.
Is important because there is boiling oil that has been first picked up. It's going to be slowing down quite significantly Tim's eco lead right now because he has to move over to another wood line. Look at this, 38 that had to be moved over, and as you said, simply, oh wait, Oh yeah, it did go for mosque, pardon me. And as you said, right, he's going to deny this farm setup, so that's a lot of resources that was invested for Tim that's now going to be denied.
Tim's got another 1,000 stone in the bank. He might be planning on another keep drop himself, but he has gotten super distracted by this keep. He hasn't, you know, continued to produce up these units. He's started to fall in his military numbers, but look at what he has spotted out. Look at what he has found. That was about 30 Delhi villagers headed for the hills. They don't have anywhere to go. And no, they turned back around.
No. This might be brutal if he's gonna get us beautiful surrender. This is what A-click, people! A-click! That... Okay. Anyways, he's gonna be focusing down the house here, and it's going to be forcing him to be housed. Now, fortunately, Delhi has this super nice upgrade where houses provide 15 housing instead of 10.
Yes.
Yes. So that means as Delhi, you don't have to build that many houses. I still don't understand.
Are those traders?
Wait, what?
Those are traders. Go north a little bit.
Oh.
Yep. I think those were accidentally queued up and clicked from KingSmurf. That is, well, that's a big whoopsies, but Tim's main woodline looks like it's being forced out. But at the same time, Tim diving in on the main eco, actually one of the production buildings of KingSmurf, but there's some spears there to force back those knights.
Yeah, and surprisingly, there hasn't been a lot of action on the sacred sites. I mean, after the initial phase of the game, which was Delhi's main source of income, right? It's something you really need to do.
That was just a relic, just sitting next to it with the warrior monk. But that's 3 to 2 relics that TenFourTim got. He actually has gotten out a trebuchet, so we'll start sieging down this keep before KingSmurf has actually opted to get his own siege out himself.
Mangonels here is going to do what Mangonel does not best, which is attacking buildings. And still in the base, we can see that KingSmurf has been forced off. He's been forced off a lot of the pocket ecos that he has expanded to. So it's going to be very hard for KingSmurf. He's going to have to do something. If you look at his food income right now, it's literally 0. And I honestly don't think any of the tier patches on the south side has actually been fully cleared up. So you can still move out to them. Just choose not to.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. If the deer are definitely still down there, but he has been full denied off of food, and that 0 food income has been sitting there for a while, and that is a recipe for a loss. Is if you don't have food, you don't have military, you can't produce anything but siege. Which, yeah, siege can end games, but if you can't protect that siege, it doesn't matter. Still hasn't even started to produce that siege. The keep is still there protecting up his main town centers. Looks like some of those units get baited into that siege range, and Tim still has some units on the backside raiding KingSmurf's base. Still up 22 eco units, and still slowly kind of closing that gap of the military again.
Yeah, fortunately for KingSmurf though, he is focusing down a lot of the production buildings. So what is being lost with all these raids that KingSmurf has the defender's advantage on is not being able to be replaced as quickly. We do see a lot of this though. Has probably gonna notice though. That's a lot of villager kills so far in this game. 12 for KingSmurf and 10 for TenFourTim, living up to his name quite nicely. But how many tickets is there? Okay, there's only 2 tickets in there. So not
I think the game plan for KingSmurf is siege down the 2 other landmarks after he kills the Golden Gate and win that way. The game for TenFourTim is hold this and you win. And oh gosh, KingSmurf, he built gold. Why would do that?
Just suiciding so much.
He just slow and methodical.
What? No! What are you doing? Oh god, he's just going for the landmark snipe. It's just gonna focus on the tower.
Maybe he saw the time. He said, let's just end this. War Chief Club is starting. This is time to end it. It is now or never. He actually goes and burns down the trebuchet. There is no burning oil. So
there's no upgrades in the keep. There's no upgrades in the keep. Oh no, you gotta decide on something here. All the villagers gonna get pulled though.
Being pulled.
No, Mangonel is available. Though, if this landmark goes down, remember it has to be fully repaired before it needs to get, or it counts as a fully landmark again for the landmark victory. So now he's gonna go on
left. Villagers moving forward. Scholar there to help heal. There's a knight. There's multiple knights. The trebuchets. He just needs more trebuchets. That's all he needs. He's at 13 bills left. The trebuchet gets taken down. Tim holds, and that is over. Tim holds. There is nothing left for KingSmurf. What a game. Excitement, excitement. And